So dear children, welcome back. The same thing, this topic is about chemicals secreted by plants, right? So here in the plant's body structure, during metabolic processes, they slowly happen, I have already told you. So those processes, they release certain metabolites, right? Metabolites, METABOLITES, and they are of two types, primary, secondary. Okay. Now what are primary metabolites? See, carbohydrates, proteins, fats. See, these are the things the plant uses to grow, okay, to grow and to develop, okay. So that's why they are very important and we call them primary metabolites. Now what are these secondary metabolites? Remember, all these are chemical compounds, right? They are chemical compounds. Now these secondary metabolites are the products, are the chemicals, I can say it as biochemicals, means chemicals produced naturally by the plants. They are released by the plants for their own functions, activities, let it be to protect themselves or to heal their wounds, cuts and wounds, or to attract insects, so whatever. But what did human beings do? Human beings started to collect these secondary metabolites and started to make money out of them, right? Business, in a business minded way, okay. See the examples of secondary metabolites. They are gums, resins, you know resins, sticky substances which we use to varnish, right? For a wooden furniture we apply varnish to make it look new, smooth and shiny. So that is obtained from a plant based chemical called as resin. And various gums and tannins also. See the spelling, TANNINS, tannins, in leather industry. How are we getting leather handbags, leather purses, shoes, belts? How are we getting them? Of course from animal skins, but directly if we take animal skins, they don't look that pleasing to our eyes. If after processing them, after treating them with natural chemicals called as tannins, they get that rich color and texture, okay. So where are these tannins, where are these biochemicals? Obtained from plants only. And also certain alkaloids, these are very strong chemicals, they are very harmful also. We should carefully know in what amounts we should use them. They can be in according to the amount of alkaloid, it can be a medicine or it can even be poisonous. So I will tell you about alkaloids in the next minute. And latex is also a secondary metabolite. What is latex? While playing, while plucking leaves, while in your childhood, while plucking leaves and flowers, certain plants, they release white, milky, sticky substance, right? That is nothing but latex. So these are the secondary metabolites. Now we will see each one, right, one by one. Okay. First let me tell you about alkaloids, ALKALOIDS. Yeah, they are certainly poisonous. Why? Because they are nitrogenous byproducts. All these nitrogenous products, they are excretory in nature, right? They are harmful. We know it already. So these are the nitrogenous byproducts released by the plants during the metabolic processes, and they are poisonous. Now let us go into examples of alkaloids. So first example, and a very important one, that is anti-malarial drug. What is it? Quinine, right? So if we get malarial fever, the doctor prescribes a drug called as quinine. See the spelling? QUININE. So from which plant are we obtaining this chemical, this alkaloid? It is from the bark of a plant called as Cinchona officinalis. See the spelling again? Cinchona, CINCHONA, officinalis, OFFICINALIS, okay. Because there is no proper place, I have cut it, I just mentioned the name Cinchona, okay. Cinchona officinalis is the name of a plant, and its bark contains alkaloid called as quinine, which is used to treat a harmful fever called as malaria. Okay. Now, another type of alkaloid called as tobacco. We know tobacco is an insecticide. We can kill insects because it has strong pungent smell, and it is also used to make cigars, right? So, from where is it obtained? Where is this harmful alkaloid obtained? From the leaves of a plant called as Nicotiana tabacum. Nicotiana tabacum, Ta, okay? That is not, To, tobacum. Let me tell you the spelling. Nicotiana tobacum, plant name. So, what is the alkaloid? Nicotine, right? Nicotine is the name of the alkaloid. We also call it as tobacco. So, spelling of nicotine, Nicotine. Okay. Now, another alkaloid. There are many examples. For the lack of space, I have just mentioned 2 on the board, but I will explain you the others. Okay. Another alkaloid called as morphine or cocaine. See, morphine, morphine, cocaine, cocaine. Okay. So, this is obtained from the fruit of a plant named Papaver somniferum. Okay. See, Papaver, Papaver, somniferum, somniferum. Okay. A drug called as opium is obtained from this plant. So, what is its function? It is a painkiller. During certain surgeries to numb the nerves, this drug is used in certain proper quantity. Okay. Now, another alkaloid called as reserpine. See, reserpine or reserpine, Reserpine. So, what is the plant name? From which plant we get this reserpine? Rauwolfia serpentiana. It is, the common name of this plant is snake root plant. Snake root plant means this reserpine is obtained from the root of the plant called as Rauwolfia serpentiana. Rauwolfia, 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 and Serpentiana, serpentiana. Okay, that is the name of the plant. So, this reserpine is used as a medicine for snake bite. Okay, it is a medicine for snake bite. Don't you think this alkaloid is very important? Yes. Now, another common alkaloid which we all know, caffeine. Okay, caffeine is an alkaloid. Caffeine, what is the spelling of it? Caffeine. Now, we get this from a coffee plant. What is the scientific name of coffee plant? Coffea arabica, Coffea arabica, Arabica. So, from the seeds of this coffee plant, from coffee seeds, we get this alkaloid called as caffeine. So, it stimulates the central nervous system, right? That is why most of the people, 99% of the population, they consume this coffee every morning. Some even take it without brushing also, but that is not so encouraging. So, why they take it every morning? It stimulates the nervous system, that too central nervous system, right? It makes the person active, okay? But we should not get addicted to it. It generally, if we have the habit of taking coffee, it generally makes you addicted to it, but you should keep it in control, right? Now, another alkaloid called as nimbin, it is from the very useful plant that we all know, that is the neem tree. What is scientific name of neem tree? Vepa chettu. What is its scientific name? Azadirachta indica. See, Azadirachta, Azadirachta indica, Indica. See, from the seeds, bark, and also from the leaves of the neem plant, we can extract this nimbin alkaloid, Nimbin, nimbin. and that we all know, that is antiseptic, right? It kills all the bacteria which causes sepsis. Okay, so it is used as an antiseptic. Now, other alkaloid called as scopolamine, scopolamine, SCOPOLAMINE. So, from which plant we get this alkaloid? From Datura stramonium, Datura stramonium, DATURA, Datura, and STRAMONIUM, stramonium. So, from the fruits and flowers of this Datura plant, we get this alkaloid called as scopolamine, which is a sedative. Okay, sedative means which causes slumber or sleep, which makes the person less active, which causes sleep, right? That is meant by sedative. So, this alkaloid causes sleep kind of effects. Now, another alkaloid, pyrethroids. What is it? PYRETHROIDS, pyrethroids. So, this is obtained from the flower of a plant named chrysanthemum, CHRYSANTHEMUM, chrysanthemum. Okay. So, we get this pyrethroids, and these can be used as insecticides to kill insects, just like tobacco, right? Tobacco is also an insecticide. So, this is in brief about alkaloids. Now, let me tell you about another group of alkaloids, another group of secondary metabolites called as tannins. Tannins, what are tannins? Tannins are nothing but carbon compounds. Okay, they are made up of carbon. So, they are carbon compounds, and see, what is the color of tannins? They are deep brown in color, very deep dark brown in color. Okay, they are stored in different parts of the plant, right? So, what is the main use of tannins? They are used in leather industry. Why? To tan the leather. I already mentioned you 5 minutes before. When we take the skin of animals, skin or hides, hide is also nothing but skin of animals. That skin is first processed using tannins, means in a liquid filled with a chemical called as tannins. That leather is soaked, it is immersed, so that leather from its dull lifeless color, it turns to a nice kind of brown color, because the tannins are the dark brown in color, they give good color to the leather, right? To be precise, tannins turn the animal skin or animal hides into perfect leather, right? So, it is of very use in leather industry. Now, tannins are also used to make medicines. So, let me tell you a few examples of the plants which give tannins. They are cassia and acacia. See, two different plants. CASSIA is a plant called as cassia, and ACACIA, another plant called acacia, which also gives tannin. So, these are the two examples I have mentioned. Now, another group of secondary metabolites secreted by plants are resins. So, do you know about gymnosperms? What are gymnosperms? They are a group of plants whose seeds are not protected, means the seeds of gymnosperm group of plants, they are not covered by any layer of any fruit. Generally, where do we find seeds? They are present inside the fruits, right? Seeds are very well protected by fruits. Okay, they are covered by the flesh of the fruit and the fruit peel. They cover the seeds. They are present deep inside the fruits. But in case of gymnosperm group of plants, the seeds are exposed outside. Okay, so that kind of plants we call them as gymnosperms. So, these gymnosperms give out resins. See, in the gymnosperm group of plants, these resin passages, they are having some passages called as resin passages. So, in these specialized passages we can obtain this plant secretion, this biochemical secretion of plant called as resins, right. So, what is the primary use of these resins? In varnishes. I told you we will varnish our furniture, right. Okay, it gives the furniture new and neat look, right. So, let me tell you an example of this, of the plant that gives resins. It is pinus, okay. Pine tree, we know pine tree, right. Its leaves are like needles and it grows to, it is very tall. We, in common language, we call it as sarivi chettu, right. Yes. Now another group of biochemical released by plants are gums. So, what are gums again? From where do we get gums? See, generally while playing in our childhood, we might have observed in plants like neem tree, the bark will secrete what to say, this transparent gum like structure. See, it will give a secretion, it will be a fluid, it will be having fluid like consistency, but on time it gets it gets hardened, okay. So, those are called as gums. See, again the examples are like neem tree, acacia tree. See, they ooze a sticky substance. See, gum itself explains that it is very sticky to touch. If you touch it, it will stick onto your hands, okay. So, the sticky substance that oozes out, that comes out from the plant material is called as gum. So, when does it come out? When will it ooze out of the plant? When you cut the branches of the plant. So, neem tree, acacia tree, they are huge trees, right. So, when you cut the branches, then the branches ooze this kind of chemical, biochemical called as gum. Now, see, this gum is also having a property of absorbing water. See, of absorbing water. It absorbs water and it swells up, okay. It swells up by absorbing water. So, what is the main function? How is this gum useful to the plant? See, these gums, they heal the damaged parts of a plant, and that is why they are oozing out when we are cutting the branches, okay. So, they are oozing out in order to heal the damaged plant parts, right. But still, gums are also economically very valuable. How? Human beings are collecting the gums from these trees and are preparing adhesives. What are adhesives? The structures. See, Fevikwik, such kind of chemical glues which are prepared from gums. Adhesives, we used to use adhesives a lot in our day-to-day life, right? To stick anything, a torn paper, or else to stick any slippers, anything, all different kinds of glues are obtained. They are used in electricals, they are used in your school classrooms, in any science exhibitions, they are used everywhere, almost everywhere. So, to prepare adhesives, gums are very useful. Not only adhesives and also as binding agents, right. Binding agents means what? They are added to certain things to make them united, to make them together, to bind the two different things. So, binding agents, and also to prepare food and medicines. So, many uses will be there. These are just to quote some, okay. Now, coming to the last type of biochemical, many biochemicals will be there, but the main things we have been discussing here. Now, let me end this up with latex, okay. Now, latex is nothing but the milky substance, the milky white thing which is secreted by the plant. This is also sticky in nature. If you cut papaya plant, we get that milk. If you pluck those leaves, you get that sticky milky white substance. That is nothing but latex. So, where is this latex stored? I told you resin is stored in special passages called as resin passages. In the same way, latex is stored in special cells called as latex cells or latex vessels, right. Now, let me tell you the name of a plant called as rubber plant. I will tell you its scientific name. So, what is it? Hevea brasiliensis. Check the spelling. Hevea, Hevea Braziliensis, Braziliensis. So this is the scientific name of rubber plant. If you go to Kerala, you will see a lot of rubber plants. They will cut the bark of they will apply a cut on the main trunk of the tree, and they will tie a cup around it. Slowly from that cut, latex oozes slowly drop by drop, and it gets collected in the cup which is tied onto the tree. So that they will take it and process it to manufacture rubber, which you use to erase your things written in pencil, right? So rubber is prepared from rubber plant. Now there is another kind of tree called as Jatropha. See, J-A-T-R-O-P-A, Jatropha. Okay. So this also gives out latex. Now the latex from Jatropha is used to prepare a very important fuel called as biodiesel. Why bio? Why the word bio? Why not say it as diesel? Because it is obtained naturally from plants. We are not artificially preparing it. We are naturally naturally obtained by plants. A live plant is growing, and those leaves are collected and prepared to prepare diesel. So we call it as biodiesel. Remember the name of the plant, Jatropha. Now, okay, and let me just tell you about one last point about chewing gum. Children are very fond of chewing gum. Even many adults chew the chewing gum. So what is it made up of? It is made up of plant material only. What plant material? Gum. It is a type of gum. So it has a history of 5,000 years, means 5,000 years back also, I mean since 5,000 years chewing gum existed. Okay, but modern chewing gum is made of plants natural latex. See, called as chicle. Chicle is nothing but a latex derived from plant. So that is used these days to prepare chewing gum. Okay. Now apart from these latexes, I will tell you another different point about the chemicals secreted by plants. See, now we know about pollen grains. They are present in the stamens which are present inside the flower, right? These pollen grains, if we smell a flower, now those pollen grains will enter into our body, and they will cause an allergic reaction, right? Not for everyone, but for those who are allergic to that particular chemical present in the pollen grains. Now what happens in such people? Allergic reaction causing asthma, and for some skin allergy. If that pollen falls on the skin, it causes skin allergy. And for people who are very hyper allergic, if they smell that flower, if that particular pollen, if they are allergic to that particular flower, the pollen grains which the flower produces, it means they enter into the person's body through their nose, and it triggers an asthmatic reaction. Asthma. What is asthma? A-S-T-H-M-A. Unable to breathe properly. The person will be suffocating. He or she will be struggling to breathe. Okay. Now that kind of a plant, I will give you an example. The plant name is Parthenium. P-A-R-T-H-E-N-I-U-M. This Parthenium plant, we have to avoid it, better avoid it, because it causes these kind of allergic reactions like skin allergy or asthma. Okay. So again in tomorrow's class we will learn the final part of this plant excretions and secretions. Okay. Thank you.